Good evening, boys and girls. On tonight's episode of Horrifying Tales of the MadGood Knicks show, my trusty companion and I, Wildrick, will be looking into the 2016 New York Knickerbockers super team. Stay tuned. Don't hide under the covers.
Anthony for three.
I think we see Willis coming out. Won the NBA championship.
Have the first pick in the 1985 NBA college draft.
Season ends, the hands of the Chicago Bulls. Reggie Miller is tied the game.
The Spurs are your world champions.
New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis.
Welcome to the MadGood Knicks show, Halloween special. Alright, good to be back to normal. Happy Halloween, everybody. Welcome to the MadGood Knicks show. I'm Far. This Steph. That's TK. We're here to bring you all the Knicks news all the damn time, at least once a week. We'll see what happens. Knicks wrap up their first W of the season. We're all excited here. Knicks fans get hyped. We wrapped up, we protected home court, and we beat the Memphis Grizzlies 111 to 104. TK, thoughts on that game?
I was quite impressed, man, to be honest. I think they rebounded very nicely considering how bad we lost in Cleveland. It's to be expected, though. We were at home. You know what I mean? The energy was lit. The crowd was live. Everybody brought the juice today. We protected home court. That's all that matters, right?
Absolutely. Tell me about that ball movement, though, man. I mean, come on,
man.
It was ridiculous. Like, the ball was moving around. We got the big men cutting, slashing. It was easy buckets. It was like effortless basketball.
Loved it. It was a thing of beauty.
KP led the Knicks with 21 points, of course, and he really did his thing. Ball movement, of course, was a huge factor, but most importantly, that defense, though.
Yep.
That defense finally showed up.
Along with that first quarter, if I could draw up a Knicks game plan for the remainder of the season, it would look just like that first quarter.
Oh, my God.
Just like
Could we also get an ankle check on my boy Mike Conley?
Rose, the crossover, gets to the rim. Oh, what a beauty from Derrick Rose.
Oh my God. Dazzle, igniting the crowd.
Shout out to Derrick Rose. First, I'd say, crossover of him as a Knick in the Garden. Signature crossover, we should say. All right, guys, now let's get on to the roundtable topics of the day. Questions we've got on hand. First things first, who needs more playing time on this team and who needs less? Steph, let's kick it off to you first.
Man, we keep mentioning this every episode, but what about Mindy? Still haven't seen him. The Knicks won a roll tonight, still didn't put him in. But
It's funny you say that Knicks won and you still want to see Mendagas?
Absolutely, man. I'm not settling for this plateau. We can be way better than this. I got Mindy. Hernan Gomez. I definitely want to see him a lot more.
I agree. We didn't see Mindy at all this game. We saw him a little bit in the fourth quarter last game. Not enough for me. I think he could be a key rotational player for the Knicks. But as far as who I want to see play less, I mean, Lance Thomas, bruh. I mean, dude, come on. Lance Thomas is great. He filled his role quite nicely. But I think Justin Holiday is starting to slate into that role.
I gotta stop you there, man. I don't think that Holiday's defense is as good as Lance Thomas.
I don't know.
You gotta look at the board here. All right, so you got Holiday who can guard the guards on the other team, and in fact, he's once again taking away playing time from Courtney Lee. Not in a bad way, because Courtney Lee did come in the end of that Memphis game and do his thing, but Lance Thomas is a guy who can guard forwards and guards.
He can, but he can't do much else.
That's all we need.
We're not counting on Lance Thomas to be a key contributor here. But Steph, tell me not. You did see him miss that wide open three and a couple of wide open shots.
What have you said, man? Since what? Has he been missing every single
Since
shot?
that concussion, he lost his jump shot.
Steph, now I want to ask you who should get less playing time so far on the Knicks.
I like the rotation, but man, Kyle O'Quinn is just so up in the air for me. He's so iffy, right? I can't get him. I can't understand what his purpose is on the court. I feel like it depends from team to team. He doesn't really have that chemistry where he's like, tonight I'm gonna be a lockdown guy, or tonight I'm gonna be a scorer. You guys get that feeling?
Yeah, I do. Let me just chime in real quick. Steph, you know me for 10 plus years now, and you know I would have said Kyle O'Quinn. Yeah. But I'm going to have to challenge you on that one. Tonight he had 11, 6, and 2. I think he played a great game tonight. I would hate to see him lose playing time.
Now, let me ask you this. Because you have been a big proponent of Billy Hernangomez, and I think he is slowly but surely working his way more and more into that rotation, but it's a battle between O'Quinn and Billy Hernangomez.
Yeah, it is. I think there's a lot of positives that Billy brings every time he steps out on the court. Tonight he only played 7 minutes, but I saw a lot of good things while he was out there.
Absolutely.
I want to ask you now, and this is a question that goes across the board. We've been trying to ask ourselves this for the last 16 or so years, but does New York City finally have a team that matches the hype of MSG? I want to ask you, Steph, does New York City finally have a team to match that hype?
For now, I'm going to say potentially. I think we have a lot
That's a cop-out answer, man.
But listen, I think we have a lot of individual hype. I mean, we got Brandon Jennings, we got D Rose, we got this New York hype, Joakim Noah. But I just think that as a team, as a collective, as a unit, we don't really have that. There's a connective hype that's lacking here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's not happening. I mean, it's only second game of the season, but we'll see.
I agree. I don't want to say potentially. I will say they do. I think that'll come along. It'll develop. This is only game 2, but I see something that's developing that I haven't quite seen for some time here in New York. I believe the hype.
Knicks are sitting pretty at 1-1, I guess you could say. When do the Knicks, the New York media being the New York media, when do the Knicks actually hit that panic button? What needs to happen? I hate to be the pessimist here, but it's gonna happen. Sorry, Knicks fans, to break it to you, it will happen. That the media is gonna all of a sudden de-hype the Knicks. It's inevitable. As a New York fan, we all know that. Yeah. Steph?
T, I want to hear what you have to say about this. I want to feed off that.
He's going to defer. He won the coin toss. He's going to defer.
I want to hear this.
All right, let me start the offense here. You know, it's funny you mention that because a lot of the media has been dragging the Knicks through the mud after the first game. And I don't quite understand why. There's not much hype to begin with behind them other than Derrick Rose saying that, you know, we're a super team. We spoke about this off air, and we were having a debate on whether or not 30, 20 games. You didn't come to a conclusion yet, so I would love to hear what you have to say.
30 games if they're under 500.
Yeah,
that's a panic button.
I'd say 20 games under 500.
Wow.
I'd say simply just because if 20 games in we don't develop the chemistry, and you know that's a fourth of the season, and D Rose has 1 year of a contract, we need to see some spark happen as soon as possible. Within 20 games, we should get a really good feeling of where this team is.
I think the Knicks are a type of team to turn it around during All-Star break. I think the Knicks are a type of team to really develop the chemistry late just by the nature of what their makeup is. But I also think that the Knicks are a team that is going to be absolutely close to unstoppable at home, but will struggle on the road. And that's going to do it. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Wait. Before we end this show tonight, as you guys can see, we are missing our fellow cohort, Jay. He's away on vacation. And how he does it, I have no idea. He must have a good agent. But we have some tape of that. Is that him coming out of...
Look like Earth's vagina.
Oh my God, what are you doing, Jay?
Well, in any case, that's going to officially wrap it up for the roundtable. Happy Halloween, everyone. We will see you guys next time. Let's take it to the wild card.
Welcome to Fox News. On this wildcard segment, we'll be talking about 5 things that the Knicks can do to prevent another nightmarish season.
That's right.
Starting at number 5, we need better floor spacing. We need to create more three-point opportunities for our shooters. See, in today's NBA, three-point offense is critical, but it does another thing. What it does is space the floor and cause the defense to spread, creating more scoring opportunities for other players.
Number 4, we need the big men to score more points in the paint, okay? Our big men are definitely not accustomed to creating their own shots. We need the guards to do exactly what they did tonight and during the preseason, which is what, you might ask? Well, we need to facilitate pick and rolls, pick and pops, and be an offensive threat. When we drive to the paint, man, we need these big men to cut and slash. We need some backdoor cuts. We need a little dish here, a little dish there.
Number 3, we need consistent offense from the, you know, I can't
Yeah, me neither. It's a little hot, man.
We need consistent offense from the bench. See, throughout Knicks history, we've always had players that can come in and be a spark and help win a game or two, but we've never had that consistent quality of bench player that puts a team in a different echelon. See, what great championship teams have in common is their depth. And what depth means is, under pressure situations, you have someone on the bench that can go in and be composed and make the right decisions.
And at number 2, I cannot stress this enough, constant ball movement, right? Usain Bolt would cream in his pants if he can run as fast as I can throw the ball, let alone an NBA player. What this allows to happen is it allows for the defense to settle in when there's no ball movement. And what happens there is there's a regainage of energy from the defense. They can effortlessly put pressure on the ball. And 3, it just forces offensive helter-skelter. It forces the offense to push towards the end of a possession and run out the shot clock and just make a crazy, chaotic shot.
And finally, number 1 is, surprise, surprise, defense. The old adage, defense wins championships, hasn't been around forever without a reason. See, the Knicks have been ranked consistently on the bottom of the list in terms of the points allowed, and they just lost to Cleveland by allowing them to score 117. What they need to do to remedy this situation is do the proper defensive rotations, get back on transition D, and also protect the perimeter. That wraps the top 5 things the Knicks can do to have a successful season. If they listen to us, I think they'll get there. And this has been another edition of
The Wild Card. So what we need to do that will help alongside What the grab that? Who is it? Hello?
the cookies are here.
This is the guy, bro.
Second and third.
Knicks fan too.
Knicks fan, definitely.
Yo, Nick, who's your favorite Nick of all time?
Allen Houston.
Shout out to Insomnia Cookie Delivery Guy, my man Nick, in the nick of time, talking about the Knicks.
Thank you, seriously, for letting me come inside.
Absolutely,
Look,
bro.
Seriously, like, nobody's ever done this.